Good morning. New data has revealed that the number of suspensions handed out at New South Wales schools has soared this year under a new policy that has dramatically increased the number of days principals can suspend students. The state's education minister has urged principals to take a no-tolerance approach to bullying and send a message that troublemakers would be shown the door.
Yeah, for more on this morning, we're joined by host of the Toni And Ryan Podcast, Ryan John, and Seven's Gemma Acton. Gemma, let's start with you. Pretty worrying numbers here. More than 40,000 students were told to stay at home in the first 6 months of the year. Are harsher punishments, though, the most effective solution to bullying?
Look, I would call this a half solution. I can see how it's great for kids in the classroom and teachers that they can get on without disruption and fear to keep learning. It's not really a solution, though, for the child who's sent home. It's not really a solution for their parents who now have a 5-year-old child at home for a month is what's possible, which is really tough. You know, if you've got a difficult child anyway and suddenly you have to take time off work to manage them. So I'd want to know what the other half of the solution is. What are we doing for those kids to figure out, is it medical? Is it a cry for help? Is it a cry for attention? What's going on there?
Yeah. And some age groups can actually be suspended even longer than that month, up to 45 days, Ryan. I mean, is this enough for children to amend their behaviour? What's your view here?
Well, I think getting a free education is a right, and I think everyone's, should be entitled to that. But I think I'm just trying to think of myself when I was like a 14-year-old brat. If I was told not to come to school for a week, I would think that was awesome. And I'll be playing Super Mario Brothers and having a really good time. And I don't think you're possibly mature enough to know that this is actually a punishment. I think it's all not a reward, but I don't quite know if they realise the severity of what's got them suspended. And I think, like Gemma was saying, it's really good for the people in the classroom because they can get on with it without being distracted. But I don't know if it's actually fixing the problem or helping the person that's being suspended at all.
Yeah, and here's the difference comparing, say, with our generation to today's. Bullying happens online a lot of the time. So even if they're not at school, they could still be carrying out these acts, and with that sort of extra layer of maybe there's not supervision because their parents are working or whatever. So it actually probably creates, it's
a terrifying thought at home on the sofa for a month with an iPad or a phone sending out cyberbullying messages.
Yeah. Let's move on now. A new bill by the Nationals is aiming to close loopholes around the marketing of organic foods. Currently, some products can be called organic with as little as 2% of organic ingredients. Ryan, this is surely a good move because organic often comes with a really big price tag as well. So if it's only 2%,
a really big price tag and a really big asterisk a lot of the time. I'm really curious to see how many organic products are still organic products once these certifications and guidelines comes out. So I think it's a really good idea. Not only is it really unfair on the customer who, like you said, they're paying extra money for what they think is a better product, but it actually makes it really hard for the other businesses that are actually making a really good, great organic product, and they kind of get lost in the sea of, everyone says it's organic these days, so whatever. So I think it's really great for the consumers, but also for the companies that are making really great organic products.
Yeah, well said.
Jem, there's some question marks over these other buzzwords too, like healthy, superfoods, natural. I mean, are consumers getting what they pay for? That's the big issue here.
Green, clean, sustainable, non-toxic, the list goes on. And it's not just words, it's colours. Like if we see black, we think it's luxury and it should be a better quality for something. If it's green, we automatically think it's healthy or good for the environment. No, we are completely fooled. So there really do need to be stricter guidelines. We have so many labels on food as it is, whether it's the star ratings or... So I don't know why we can't have something that really shows us whether this is good for our bodies, good for the planet as well. I fell hook, line and sinker for a hair conditioner the other day that was bright green and called something like Natural Earth hair conditioner, and it turned out to be terrible once I actually looked at the ingredients after I'd already bought it. But it's so easy to do, even when you know you really shouldn't be falling for that.
Yeah, I mean, they've greenwashed so many products, big companies, because it's a great marketing tool. And as you say...
You feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
I'll pay that extra couple of dollars for that.
Yeah, you get the lift, but so many of them aren't really what they're advertising. Guys, stay with us just in a moment. We're going to talk about online hoarding. This really is hitting me in a personal spot here. It's what it says about you when you have all those unread emails and whether you delete them or not. Yikes. Stay with us.